Okay, and with that, I am here and live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to a Let's React stream. A bit of a last-minute announcement for this to be happening, as I actually was not going to be doing this live, but I actually got requested by a lot of people to actually do a live reaction here on stream today to do this. I was actually going to do a recording of it when I got up, but everyone wanted me to do a live reaction live on stream of it, so yeah. But yes, hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Let's React, as I'm here live here today on Twitch, and if you watch this on YouTube, hello to you as well. But yes, I'm here to react to the Super Smash Bros. Direct, if you want to call it that per se. I don't really know if you call that. It's more like just a bit of an announcement kind of thing for DLC for the game and whatnot. So yeah, I'm about to find out who the 5th DLC character is. I mean, I'm guessing everyone who's watching this or is in the chat here already know who it is. I don't know, so I don't know who even it is yet. So I have basically stayed off Twitter. I've not really looked on my Discord because I guarantee people have been talking it in there. I've not even really looked anywhere. The only thing I've really done is basically just downloaded the video and I have it basically ready to play. Basically, that's really all I have. So yeah, according to this video, it's about 40 minutes long. So that is very interesting. I think you'll probably get a big in-depth about the character that we're getting here and whatnot. So yeah, I guess I'll quickly talk about that real quickly. So the DLC so far has been pretty solid, I will have to say. For Smash Ultimate, I have to say, since we've gotten pretty much everyone who's been in the game that's been added. Every DLC character is basically here unique and new, so they've actually made them from scratch. We've had Joker from Persona 5 as the first character. We've had the Dragon Quest heroes as well as the second. My children right here, the bear and bird themselves, were the third DLC fighters, which was hype as hell. So I got a character that I wanted really badly for Smash to get in, so I'm very happy that one of my highly requested characters got in. We got Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury or the King of Fighters, whichever you've known him from. He's from either or. So yeah, and now I feel like every character that's been in the game so far that's been added has been a very welcome addition to the roster. Everyone's brought a pretty much something uniqueness to them and have been awesome. I have had no issues so far when it's come to the DLC thus far. I mean, I can't really be too mad because I got Banjo-Kazooie in the game, who were a very highly requested character for me to be in this game, to be added. So yeah, there is one character I really want. He is a character that I don't know if he'll be here today. I'll talk about that real quickly here. Is what I think it will be here. So real quick predictions. I think the big theory about the whole Dante from Devil May Cry being in the game could be the potential character that we're seeing here. Just because the DMC Twitter account made a cryptic tweet about specific dates to keep an eye on, and one of the dates was today, the 16th of January, and I think maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe he's potentially going to be a character in here. Perhaps they could be announcing 2 here. I don't even know, but maybe he could be one of the characters here if they do multiple characters. Like they end the first DLC pack and then start the next one here, which I don't think will happen. I think after this character we get here, we probably will get a little bit of a silence for characters for a little bit. I think after today, we probably won't get anything until like at least newsworthy until like E3 time. I think that'll probably be the next time we'll get it. But I would like to see if we do get like anything, like how many new characters we're going to be getting after this first fighter pass comes to an end, right? So that would be kind of nice to find out too, if we find out whatever that will be. But yeah, characters I would like to see, like Dreams, I would like to see to be added as characters here. I would really would like to see Sora from Kingdom Hearts. He is my #1 character now to be added as a character here in this game. I just think this would be the best fit for him, like to be in a spin-off of some sorts. I know Disney's pretty uptight when it comes to like their properties being in violent stuff, but hey, I think Smash Bros is as lighthearted as you can probably get. Sure, there's some violent stuff in it, but I think this is as lighthearted as you can get when it comes to fighting games. I don't think he would fit in like series like like Tekken, for example, or stuff like that, like, or Mortal Kombat. Obviously not Mortal Kombat. Hell no, they're that. Or heck, even the city. I think they probably put him in there, but I think he would probably fit more in the Smash Brothers universe, just because I could just see him fitting in. He just fits in really nicely. And Kingdom Hearts then its art style kind of just fits the mold of how it looks and whatnot. So I think he'd be pretty good. But the problem is if they're considering allowing him just because Disney owns the rights to him. So that's the only issue. Do I think he'd be this character today? Probably not. I don't think so. I think he's probably better off as the next character, because keep in mind, they have come out and said, the Kingdom Hearts team that is, and the people behind Square and everything, they're focusing more on Kingdom Hearts 3 first, before they're negotiating for his rights for anything. So, because the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3 is still on its way out in a couple of days here, so we probably won't see him until potentially maybe this next set of characters, I have to think. So, would I like to see him here? Absolutely. I think that would be hella awesome if he gets announced earlier, but I just don't see it. So it'd be kind of awesome if he does get in here. That would be kind of hype. So, but my expectations for him today are pretty much low. I don't think it's going to happen. A character I think we could see, a character I think would be awesome, would be Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes. I think that would be really cool, especially with the announcement of No More Heroes 3. I think that would be an amazing time to announce him as a character, just because it will get people interested for No More Heroes 3, obviously, and potentially maybe if they ever put the other two games on the Switch as well, that'd be a good way for him to get some recognition too, because it's a very niche kind of like series. A lot of people don't really know much about what No More Heroes is all about and whatnot, and I think this would be a nice way to introduce them to a lot of people, because that's what Smash does. Whenever somebody gets announced, it really basically introduces people to new games that they've never played before. Like, for example, I never knew what the hell Earthbound was, and I finally played Earthbound, and I really liked it. Another one being, like, for example, what did I say here? Like Final Fantasy VII, that was one. I mean, I knew what Final Fantasy VII was beforehand, but because Cloud got put into Smash, it got me more interested to try to get into it at some point, and sure enough, Persona is one of them as well. They put Persona characters here, which is cool. There's still some franchises that are in here, like Dragon Quest, Castlevania, and stuff like that. I definitely need to try out at some point, because they got put into here too. But yeah, it would be very interesting. Actually, what am I saying? This is what the power of Smash Bros. Is. Like, you get your character in here, it definitely gives you some sort of recognition and whatnot. So, and I think No More Heroes could definitely use it, especially since it is kind of technically a Nintendo property per se. Probably not, because they've had other games in the series show up on like PlayStation or like PC. So, yeah, it'd be a cool fighter to see, but I don't know if it will be him. I still think it's going to be Dante. I think Dante's the safest bet here. I'm really hoping it's not. Nothing against the Puyo Puyo fans, but I don't want the Puyo Puyo girl for this last character. I feel it can be a character, but not to end the first Fighter's Pass. You know what I mean? I feel like with this Fighter's Pass, you kind of want to start strong and then end strong. And then in between, you can kind of have your strong characters and then kind of have like your the niche characters like some of the people will be excited for, right? I feel like that's a smart idea here. But knowing Nintendo, they don't pretend to do that. They like to throw the most niche thing as like the last character ever. So an off-the-wall pick. So yeah. So who knows if that will happen. So yeah, I think Puyo Puyo would be a good Mii fighter. I think so too. Kind of like how I feel like Gina would be as well. I know a lot of people would like to see him as a character, but the Mii Gunner kind of has his moveset, so it's kind of like he's kind of fucked to have his own moveset or kind of uniqueness. And all he could have would be like a cool looking different Final Smash, but he'd kind of just be the Mii Gunner if you think about it. That's really all I can really see him being. He's not really been in too many games to really make me think that he has enough like credibility, right? He's only been in one game as a playable character. He's made cameos, but he's not really been in many games to really have a full-fledged moveset. But again, they could just make a moveset for him from scratch for him. So yeah. Other than that, I'd like to see Master Chief would be cool, because we don't really have anybody for the FPS genre. and or Doom guy, because either or would be fine with me. I really don't care for either one. I think one of the two would be kind of cool. If I had to choose, probably Chief, because he's a bigger deal in the North America, but not so much in Japan. I don't really know how Doom is, how big it is in Japan or stuff like that. Because I feel like some of the characters that they would add would have to have some sort of like recognition in Japan as well, like at least a big one there too, right? I think the only character that doesn't really have a big recognition in Japan that was announced that people weren't too happy about, from what I understand, was ironically Ridley. Only like us here in North America were like hyped for Ridley. Japan wasn't really too fond for that, which is kind of weird. I thought they would be, because they like their necromorphs and stuff over there too. So it's kind of interesting they weren't too fond of him. But yeah, yeah. And then Conquer would be a good one too. I think Conquer would be cool, just to get the Rareware crew all back together. I think he'd be cool, but I don't know if Microsoft will get more than one character here. I think the Banjo announcement was probably it for him, or for them. So I don't think we'll probably get any more else from Microsoft. But stranger things could happen, right? I mean, we've gotten a lot of Capcom reps, and potentially the one today could be a Capcom rep. So it will be very interesting to see. Yeah, even though Banjo had a decent response from Japan, not as huge as here though. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But there were people that were excited for Banjo in Japan. So a lot of people were saying that Japan won't give a shit about Banjo. There were like many reactions I watched about Banjo, and everyone was like super excited. They knew who he was, so it's not like he's like a nobody over there. People know who Banjo and Kazooie are over there, which is nice. But yeah, I still think that the Dragon Quest was definitely the more exciter character for them, for sure. That was their character. We got Banjo, so I think it was a nice trade-off. And I think we'll probably get one of those situations again at some point, which will be cool to see. So yeah, but yeah, that's really it. I think we'll probably get Mii costumes as well. We've tended to get in one of these Mii costumes every time they've announced a new character, so that's probably no different here. It's probably gonna collab with who we're getting here. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But I think I've talked enough. Let me get things going here right now, right? I think it's time. I think it's time to watch this. This will be interesting. Also, I think the character comes out today too. I think that's pretty much a guarantee. I think, because normally when they do these, it's like the character's out like today or the next day, basically. So I'm pretty sure the character, it comes out today too. So, and that'd be hype if it does, because it's by February 2020 that the first Fighters Pass should be over with. So, and if it comes out earlier, cool. But I'm thinking it is today. So, but we'll see. But yeah, without further ado, hopefully this runs well. I'm watching it on VLC video player. I don't have it actually playing through XSplit, so I have a bigger video here to see. So, yeah. So, oh boy, guys, I'm a little nervous. Hopefully, it's a good character. I'm a little nervous. So, yeah. Let's dive in. Let's go. Let's see what we have in store here, shall we? Here we go. Oh boy. And we're kicking things off with the character. Alright, let's see who it is. Oh, it's very anime. Oh, is it Fire Emblem? Dang it, that's not what I don't want Fire Emblem. No. I really didn't want Fire Emblem. We don't need any more. But I guess it was expected that Fire Emblem's doing well, but really, no. I didn't really want Fire Emblem, but it's to be predicted.
What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap?
Whatever.
As you and I are one, I
can't be too mad, but I don't think we really need any more Fire Emblem characters.
Our hearts and minds will cease to be. Are you prepared to die? I thought as much. I also do not wish to die. And yet, there is no other choice.
It begins,
you
yep.
Must join Smash.
He doesn't have to join Smash.
Join Smash Brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
So it's interesting, we didn't get a third-party character to end the DLC. I'm surprised, actually. I'm actually pretty surprised. Billith?
So joining Smash
I don't know how to say his name.
Consumes even the darkness itself.
Now you get a new Fire Emblem stage, that's cool. They normally have some good stages, so that's okay with that. Did we really need another one of these reps from this game? I mean, I'm not surprised because this game's doing really well, but that was a cool move, actually. How many characters is it now? We got Marth, Lucina, Ike, Roy, Crom.
So you return. And
I
see.
What
Too
the
many
hell?
swordsmen are there?
What was hell is his name?
And you wield the sword.
Corin,
as well?
yeah, Corin.
What will you do?
And I think Robin, if I didn't say that, I lost sight. Oh, the female rep as well. That's I figured
so
as much.
How you plan to win the day? So be it.
Well, there you go. A lot of people were complaining that we don't get enough female characters. There you go. You got another female rep. Wait, what's this?
How is this?
Different weapons? Oh, that's kind of... Oh, wait, 2 characters? Really? They got 2? Oh, why? We don't... They got 2?
Of anyone, you should be able to handle the
that's kind of a bummer. I'm not gonna lie.
superior reach.
Wait till I see Twitter. Was Twitter not happy? I mean, they probably could be cool characters, but I like the bow. That's kind of cool. And that.
Along with the sword of the creator, each weapon matches a direction.
That's neat. I mean, if they're unique, that's fine. I can't be. I think that's cool if they're unique. I like this. I like the idea of this stage. It's probably based off the school.
To you, both sides of time are revealed. Through Smash, show the world.
Okay. Eh. That's probably. Have I ever played Fire Emblem? No. That's because as much as I played for Fire Emblem is through Smash Bros. Lol.
There you have it. Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses is joining the battle. Fire Emblem Three Houses was released just last summer, so it's still very new. Even so, you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This release is planned for January 28th. You'll have instant access if you have Super Smash
it's not even out
Bros.
today.
Ultimate Fighters Pass, and it will also be available for purchase individually.
Okay. I thought it would be out
In case
today.
you're not familiar with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things, so don't worry. First off, what is Fire Emblem?
Do we need to know what Fire Emblem is? We already
It's
have
really hard to pronounce in
million
Japanese.
reps.
The producer said it's okay if I just say Fire Emblem. But when writing it, if you don't write Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem police will come and get you, so please be careful.
Oh, will they? Oh no, not the Fire Emblem police.
The series' first entry launched in Japan on the Famicom in 1990. You could say it was a pioneer in the genre of tactical role-playing games. You might be wondering what makes it particularly tactical. Well, it's tactical in that it simulates combat. You can think of it as moving pieces in a board game, or in other words, a game in which you advance units across a grid and battle. When we talk about tactical games of that era, there were lots of ones in which you command tanks, aircrafts, and so on. But Fire Emblem was unique because each unit was a specific character, sort of like in role-playing games. Plus, something made it stand out from other Nintendo products. Characters could permanently die. That's pretty direct language though, so perhaps we should just say they're sleeping with the fishes.
Not even the fault.
If a character fell in battle, you'd lose that unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use them again. Recent entries in the series maintain this concept of permadeath to some degree in classic mode and what have you, but a lot of games now allow strategic withdrawals, so to speak. In the older games, your units would really be gone, never to be mentioned again. Scary. The game's stories are told like chronicles of war, with increasingly distinct characters and engrossing scenarios. Several characters also appear in the Super Smash Bros. Series, and 6 of the 7 can use a counterattack.
Does this guy have a counter too?
There's actually a reason for this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game. First comes your opponent's turn. They attack and you counter. Next comes your turn. And now, Fire Emblem Three Houses is the 17th game in the series.
It's a lot of games.
People who aren't Japanese in particular might be thinking, 17 games? There are that many? Well, if you include Fire Emblem Heroes in the remakes, but you don't include the Satellaview game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem Warriors, then it comes out to 17 games. Let's try saying them in the Fire Emblem Can You Say It challenge. I'll give it a try.
暗黒竜と光の剣、外伝、紋章の謎、聖戦の系譜、トラキア776、封印の剣、烈火の剣、聖魔の功績、草原の奇跡、暁の女神、
Here's Sakurai getting technical, yep.
覚醒イフヒーローズエコーズ風化雪
There you go, 17.
They counted the mobile game as well.
今変な数え方してます
So you saw how I was counting in a weird way, right? I was counting in binary.
つまりこれが
This is 0. Fold this here and you get 1, and then you get 2. Then 2 plus 1 equals 3. So this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you get 16. Add 1 and you get 17. Awesome, isn't it? You can actually count up to 31 on one hand. And if you use both hands, you can count all the way up to 1023. If you've given up counting the knots in a tatami mat, you could always give it a go. What is Fire Emblem Three Houses? In Japanese, the male version of the main character is called Bereto and the female version is called Beresu, but in English they share the same name, Byleth. Byleth becomes a professor who ends up leading one of 3 academic houses. Once you've chosen a house, you guide them through their school life and, well, you end up fighting the other houses. After a certain incident, 5 years pass, and you meet up with your grown-up students to battle against the other houses in their regions. It's a very sad game in which your former allies become enemies, turn hostile, and try to kill you. To understand the concept of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I played an early version of the game before its release. I've done the same thing before, with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example. Because I couldn't wait until launch to experience it, or we'd have never made it in time. For that title, I borrowed an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter. I did the same this time, but with there being 3 houses and multiple endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it. And of course, there weren't any walkthroughs I could reference. The game has multiple routes and the outcome of each is very different. Your experience will vary depending on the route you choose, and many of the characters you meet will adopt different roles in the story. I'll try to avoid spoilers when I'm talking about the fighter. I hope you'll understand.
I mean, I don't care. This game gets spoiled.
I should point out that when I did the Terry Bogard showcase video, I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance.
How long was this one?
We have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's release. Right now, it's actually November. Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished version.
Well, I'll say one thing. No one saw this coming. I'll tell you that much. There was no leaks or predictions about this. That's for sure. So one part I'm happy, but it's also like.
So this is our new fighter, Byleth. Sadly, they're lacking in mobility.
Yeah, this was before the Game Awards. And you know what? I'm okay that this didn't pop up at the Game Awards because it wouldn't have been a big, mind-blowing character to announce there. So.
The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem Three Houses. They look like bones, and there's a reason for that. First, let's talk about the weapon Byleth uses for upward inputs, the Sword of the Creator. The Sword of the Creator here is Byleth's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks.
That's actually a pretty sick attack.
where it takes the form of a whip.
I will say their moveset looks pretty cool.
They also use the sword for dash attacks and other moves. For their up smash attack, they'll whip the sword upward to launch enemies in the air. For their up air attack, they'll wave the whip sword overhead. The hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively long time.
Yeah.
The up special move is really something. The sword extends like this, allowing you to do things like this.
Oh, that's sick.
It was pretty terrifying how I knocked him into the air with that attack. And in addition,
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that was pretty dope. That was actually kind of sick.
that said, you'll launch opponents upward until their damage reaches a certain percentage.
It's kind of like a meteor a bit.
Exceed that percentage and you'll need to be careful. You may find it helpful to mid-air dodge.
Oh, you can recover with it too.
This, but you can also use it to latch onto edges.
Yeah.
So that's the up special.
It's pretty good.
Now for the sideways inputs. This is Erdvar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic mythology. First, we'll go through the forward and back air attacks. As you can see, they have a long reach. Like so. Marth's air attack keeps opponents in check too, right? If Byleth does the same thing, you'd win out, so you should be able to beat it.
Damn.
Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here. Also, if you add an upward tilt, it will be stronger. If
Really?
you've knocked an opponent down, the side attack won't hit unless you add a downward tilt to aim for them.
So you can like aim it, like kind of like
By the way,
Mario's
the tip of the lance is more powerful.
smash
The
attack.
shaft part is weaker, so it's not suited to close combat. It won't deal much damage, and it won't launch opponents far. That's why, as a rule, you want to hit with the blade part aimed upward. Or downward in this case. Next, the side special move.
Ooh, what's kind of
Byleth will simply swing the lance like this, but again, it has excellent reach. For example, even when your opponent is at this distance, it'll still hit. Actually, you can do a smash attack to charge forward a little, like this.
one of my thoughts on the new character?
But as you'd expect, it can be
That's
easy
basically
to
my
shoot,
reaction
so
to
be
it.
careful.
It's kind of cool moveset, but nah.
Use it in midair and you'll carve up a large area. Returning to the side air attacks from earlier, they have great horizontal reach, but they lack verticality. So this complements it well, although you'll be vulnerable when you land. Now, for the downward inputs. For these, Byleth will
Ooh.
use an axe called Emir. It's named after a weapon that appears in Ugaritic myth. First, the down air attack. It really is strong. You can try for a
Oh,
with this attack.
fuck. He's got like
Next
two
is the
different like
down
meteor
smash.
moves. That's pretty
Heavy
gross.
swing of the axe, back and forth. As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power. And for the down special,
Ooh.
energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch, but here's what makes it different. When readying the move, there's a super armor effect.
Oh, so you can't even. Wow. Okay, so you can't even like attack
which
him when
allows
he's
you to
doing that.
stand and attack.
Wow.
Just so you know, if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same time, it plays out like this.
Oh, fuck.
It's a bit slower than the Falcon Punch, but due to the super armor,
Damn.
you have
This
the
guy
advantage.
no cells.
unless you get grabbed.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like
Another
kind of like Wonder Wing a
is
bit.
that it lets you pass through platforms.
Seriously?
While you're charging up, you can breeze past platforms
That's
like
dirty.
this to reach a lower area. It won't let you jump, but you could use it as a surprise attack.
That's pretty dirty.
Also, you can turn around during the move.
Of course.
The swing takes a while, so if an opponent runs behind you during the move, you can quickly change direction. Even though it can be hard to land a hit with this move, it can be really effective when used against. Plus, even if you fail to land a direct hit, any opponents on the ground nearby will still be launched a little. It's as if the quaking of the ground. By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get loads of counters.
Yeah, you probably get
Power
fucked
in
when
a
you
single attack.
get countered by
Counters
that.
can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks
Yeah, I was gonna
like
say,
this
so if he
just
gets
get
countered,
used by
he's
counter
fucking
after
wrecked.
counter. Next, we have the neutral moves. The bow you use is called Fail Not, which shares its name with the bow from the Knights of the Round Table. It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a move of Pit's and other fighters like him. It lets you spin the weapon
Ooh,
around.
that's really good too. I like the
It's also
stage. I'll
easy
say
to
that
do
much. I think the
certain
stage is
combos
cool.
with
I think I'm a big fan of
With
the
the neutral
stage,
special,
how it looks.
You'll let loose an arrow. It seems pretty straightforward, right? But there are a few noteworthy aspects to this bow. First, the biggest difference between this bow and Link's is that once you enter the command, you can keep charging until it's ready. You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed. It's also very powerful. That said, you can still cancel out of the stance using the shield button.
Wow, really?
You can also change direction while in the stance. It works up until this point, but if you keep holding the button, you'll unleash
Jesus.
that looks like a beam of light. You can perform this move by keeping the button held.
And Link's probably all like, "What
You
the
charge
fuck,
up
man?
power
My
and
arrows
charge a bit more,
are
and
dumb.
then fire."
They're bad."
But again, you'll need to take care when using this move.
Poor Link.
For one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no way to cancel out of it. Not even with the shield button. In other words, you're committed to firing it. So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible.
Oh yeah. Because he could reflect it.
Once you've entered the stance, you won't be able to do anything,
Damn.
which means it's quite the risky attack to use against fighters who have a move with a reflector effect. But you could always just aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a long-range move, letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents. So you need to think carefully when using this projectile weapon. Byleth's final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured Heaven. This is an enhanced version.
Pretty
As you
cool.
can see, you team up with the mysterious
Not the best
Summoner
one
to
I've
launch
seen.
an attack together.
There's been better final smashes. That's alright. I like he does the whip though.
Now, let's talk about the color variations. It's set up so that the default and odd-numbered color variations are male, while the even-numbered ones are female.
Makes
However,
sense.
the third, fourth, and fifth colors are, as you
Hey,
can see,
that's a good
they're
reference.
missing.
That's based on the different houses.
Those of you who played the original game will of course
The Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5 color variations. What?
is based on
I'm
Soul,
kidding.
you
I'm
just saw
joking.
earlier.
If
And the
only.
7th and 8th variations have a different hair color, which is based on
Yo,
something
Persona
that
7,
occurs in the
Persona
course of
8.
the original game story.
JK.
Didn't we see this variation in the final smash?
We got the new stage, yeah.
Next, I'll introduce the stage. For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you spend most of the game, Garreg Mach Monastery.
Oh,
This
Rasher,
is how
Rasher,
Garreg
Rasher.
Mach Monastery is laid out in the original game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception hall, bridge, and cathedral all in one stage. It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas, such as these four. Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these four areas.
How many guests are gonna have? 90?
The first area is the marketplace. I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping. The guests that appear here are students of the Blue Lion's house, Dimitri, Dedu, and Ingrid. Not Dimitri, Dudu, or Ingrid. Their names are a bit difficult to say.
Doo-doo.
They're largely from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a monarchy. For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri's the future king. He had quite a difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye. He's an unfortunate one, that one. There are vendors on either side. In the original game, these are important booths where you buy all sorts of things.
Do they give you items? Wow.
Here you can break them, you see.
You can break things.
If
That's
you
cool.
do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right.
So it becomes like the other
I wonder
Fire
what
Emblem
people will buy
stage.
their supplies now. And in the background, you can see the gatekeeper. You often pass through this area in Fire Emblem 3 houses, and you end up talking to him a lot. Moving through these areas is possible thanks to this mysterious platform.
Ooh.
Just when it seems like you've come to a stop, you'll come crashing back down. You've broken through the ceiling and slammed into the building. And the guests in the reception hall are Edelgard, Dorothea, and Petra of the Black Eagles. Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adressian Empire, and as such, they embrace their military might. Edelgard is one of the characters who is central to the conflict. Depending on the path you take, she'll go through some terrible ordeals. You'll notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down. However, Byleth can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage. You can reach it with other fighters, though.
They
So,
can't even get up
work
there.
your way up there by getting lucky and being launched up, or perhaps by using another fighter as a stepping stone. There we go. I made it. And you can knock it
Kind of like the
down. Also, you can break this table,
Punch-Out stage.
like so.
You can break the top of it.
Just like the sign that reads Furin Kazan in the Suzaku Castle stage, it can break if you launch the opponent into it at close range. Next up, the bridge. The camera rotates 90 degrees, creating this long area. It's very wide indeed.
Ooh.
It's similar to the Bridge of Elden stage. The guests are from the
Oh, I know that middle guy.
Claude, Hilda, and Lawrence. They belong to the Leicester Alliance.
Everyone loves the middle dude. That's what I'm aware of, at least. When they're in
Because it's an
the
alliance
Golden
of many
Deer
noble
house.
families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members. And Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem series. I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40 characters for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name overlap. The naming process must be tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training. As for the bridge's design, it's just a long pathway, plain and simple. You can expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the screen.
Oof.
You could also say it's a place where the fail knot really shines, and in this sense, I think it suits the Golden Deer perfectly. The last area is the cathedral, only with some platforms you can pass through. The guests appearing in the cathedral are Sedith, Flayn, and Rhea. There's Sedith, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flayn. She seems to be under the protection of him and Rhea, who you can see fighting during the opening of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. All three have character
Ah, that
quirks
sucks, Great. I'm
related
sorry to hear
their
that.
true identities. I feel that Flayn might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that. This is a simple area of the stage. All it has are these platforms. Being the last area, it may be a place where some intense battles will be waged. It'll cycle through each location in about 2.5 minutes. Okay, today we'll have a tag team battle in Squad Strike with the DLC team pitted against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the
Hey!
That'll give us precisely 5 players per side. Alright, here
Fighter
we go.
Pass team versus everyone else that's from Fire Emblem.
Joker!
Wow, you did Joker dirty!
And Hero!
Wow! Wow! I mean, I guess that makes
really
sense.
made a lot, huh?
No, my child! No! What are you doing?
By now, I think
Don't
you know
do
what
that
I'm
to
doing.
my children like that.
But basically, I'm trying to defeat all 5 opponents with just the professor here.
That's dirty.
But as expected, it's going
But I
to be a
guess it
pretty
makes
tough
sense. You're
battle. I'm using anything
you're
I can get
promoting
my
the new fighter, so it makes sense.
hands. It's not going to land that easily. Uh-oh, this is bad. Shenanigans. I better keep my distance. I'll use this chance to attack. Got him. That's scary. He's invincible for a moment here. Lots of explosives.
I love it when Sakurai plays, does commentary. It's awesome. He reminds me of old school YouTube. That's plays.
If I do this, or like so. No anti-air, huh? There, the soccer ball connected.
No anti-air.
Good, there's Mom. You're in a good spot, Mom. Ah, I shouldn't have taken that. Gardevoir. Well, I guess no one uses projectiles. At this point, it doesn't matter if Gardevoir's there or not.
Yeah, the English dub makes it funnier.
I feel like the enemy might get this smash ball.
Ooh, he almost
See?
died
Got
there.
it.
Make Mars
But I
sacrifice
mustn't give
himself.
up.
Oh, that's
I can't
shield
waste
break.
this chance.
Oh, I will say that's probably my favorite move that this character has.
There's another smash ball.
It's that,
Got it.
along with the whip thing that he's got.
Now! What are you charging up for?
What are you charging up for?
There's still more. Whack!
Ooh, you can go through. Oh, cool. All right.
Go on, you can take the hammer, but it's mine. Although I'm scared I might get hit with a counter in this state. I hit him! I was trying to fight using Byleth's abilities.
Yeah, it's
alone,
not the last
but
character
what
we're
matters is
getting,
that I
but
won.
it's a
Good
little
game.
bit of a bummer. That's the last one of what we're getting of this first pack. That's all I'll say.
It can be fun to play like
Especially if
this,
it's Fire
especially
Emblem.
in
That's my
packs,
only
so I
issue
think
because
it's
we
a
have
good
so
idea
many
to
of them
try imposing different types
already.
of challenges on
That's
yourself.
that's my only
The
thing.
end.
He's cool, but it's like, do we really need more Fire Emblem? I get it. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised this game is selling like
Now, about
hotcakes
the
and it's
additional
really
music.
popular. So it's not too
Since
surprising
it's
they
from the
what
Fire Emblem
they
series,
capitalize
we'll
on
be
it.
adding each of
But
the new tracks to
I don't
all
know.
the Fire Emblem stages.
That's how I feel on it.
There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in the game. Our selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks into consideration.
11 tracks.
11 songs are being added.
So that means
This
those
includes
will
an
work on all the
arrangement of
Fire
main
Emblem
theme in both
stages
Japanese
too.
and English. I hope you'll enjoy these as well. We're also adding in a new spirit board. It includes the house leaders among some of the other popular characters. Sothis is Legend class. Also, there's a new Classic Mode route, a Heroic Legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire Emblem stages from throughout the series' history.
So you probably go from the oldest to
The
the
final
newest.
battle is
Yeah.
against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that.
Wait, what? Oh, I'm interested to see what he means
Now
by
for the
that.
Mii Fighter costumes. Please take a look.
Alright, let's see what these Mii Fighter costumes are. We still got a lot of time left, so there might be something more coming here. According to this, how much is left in the video here. Probably getting some, Oh! What? Altair? From Assassin's Creed 1? Are you kidding me? Give me... Where's Ezio? Oh, Rabbit. Oh, Ubisoft stuff? Wait a minute. Rayman? Are we getting Rayman stuff? Wait a minute. Oh, Mega Man X? Wait, who would get from that? X? Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Imagine if it was freaking Ezio as a character. That would be out of left field. I'd be actually pretty excited for that if that was a thing. He'd be sick to have in Smash. Oh, cool! Cuphead! Yo, let's go! That's sick! That's better than fucking Sans. I don't give a fuck. That is sick. Yeah! That's dope as shit. Oh, we got music as well? Hey, that's fucking dope. Yo! Okay, that's the best thing so far. That is so far my favorite thing. Okay, no. The Altair and the Cuphead was the best things. That was sick. Altair is out of nowhere. I didn't think that was gonna be a thing. Huh. That was way out of left field. Cuphead, that's sick. The fact that he comes with music too is sick.
This time, we're releasing a Cuphead costume. And for those of you who purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added. It's called Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cagney Carnation. I hope you enjoy these as well.
That's awesome. Cool.
After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature. If someone has created a Mii fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately after you download it. And now, onto the amiibo. The color palette for Dark Samus looks pretty good, doesn't it?
That's a pretty good
Dark
looking
Samus
amiibo.
and Richter are planned for release on Friday, January 17th. And now, with the addition of Byleth, the Fighter's Pass is finally complete. The lineup was Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Bogard, and Byleth. From more than 70 fighters, only 5 have been added. But I must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there? When we add a new fighter, we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style of play.
That's fair.
As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice, but, well, have a look.
How many are you gonna put? Oh, they're gonna talk about that? How many? That's what I was actually kind of wondering. 11. Wow. Okay. Sick.
Looks like there will be 1 more fighter than last time.
6.
For this reason, we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters
Pre-order is
Pass
ready.
Volume 2.
Nice,
It will
okay.
be available for pre-purchase on the date shown, so please keep an eye out. And now that it's official, we intend to move ahead with development. Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed.
Can you give a hint?
Like last time, I'd be very grateful if,
Probably
despite
not.
that, you would understand why and purchased it. Furthermore, the new additions have already been decided. Even if I receive many requests regarding potential candidates on Twitter, I'm afraid it would be very hard to consider them.
Yeah.
But I still hope you'll look forward to it. We're also including a bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2.
Oh?
Last time, it was a Rex costume. But this time, here's what we have.
What's it this time? Ah, okay.
It's a Mii fighter costume for Mii sword fighter, the ancient soldier gear
That's cool.
from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This will not be for sale individually, so it can only be acquired as part of Fighters Pass Volume 2.
That's neat. Lastly, oh, what now?
It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest selling
Oh.
fighting game in the world. Personally, I don't know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the world.
A semi-fighting
Street Fighter II
game.
was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales. However, I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter II, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is number 1. Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game. I feel like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely. Also, I feel a deep attachment to the 5 DLC fighters. The first Fighters Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there would be more DLC, which means no breaks for me.
I'm sorry,
Working
Sakurai.
hard, so I hope you can continue to support us. That's it. Thank you.
And that's that, eh? Cool, cool. Well, I mean, there was some cool things. I don't wanna play that again. I mean, there were some cool things. I mean, I was mainly more excited for a couple of Mii fighter costumes, but that's really it. I mean, cool, I guess, for Fire Emblem fans, but it's like, do we really need another Fire Emblem character? We already have Mars, we already have Roy, we already have Ike, we already have Lucina, we already have Robin, we already have Corrin, we already have Chrom, and now we have these new ones from here. But I mean, I shouldn't be too surprised that we were gonna get a Fire Emblem rep. I mean, it was bound to happen again, but I find it a little disappointing. Because I thought for sure that the entire first DLC pack was gonna be all third parties and whatever. So, but that was not true. So, I feel like this character probably was a better chance for the second fighter pass personally. But whatever, I guess. Is there a little salt to it? Sure, I'll admit I'm a little salty about it, but I will say though that the moveset is kind of neat too. I do like the fact that he's got the whip with the sword. I think that's kind of cool. His side B's kind of cool. I like the arrow thing too. So he's got some uniqueness to him. I will say, or they do, I guess, because it's not just the guy; it's the female protagonist as well. So. So they do have some uniqueness to it, but and I like the stage. I think the stage is kind of cool, but yeah, I don't know. It just feels like it was just like Nintendo just was like, hey, we gotta sell Fire Emblem, we gotta sell it, so put this character in. It just feels like that's what this is here. It doesn't feel like it was a mind blowing like thing, like what Reggie said. Like what Reggie said. He said the DLC was supposed to be characters you weren't really expecting to be in Smash. And this is somebody I think we kind of expected to be in Smash, to tell you the truth. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like this was a character that didn't really need to be here, per se. But I'm not surprised that we got it, though. So, I mean, it's a bit of a disappointing last character to say. But I can't be mad. There's still more fighters coming, so you can't be really too mad about it. It just feels like it's a bit of a bummer last character for the first Fighters Pass. That's all I'm saying. Overall, though, I still think that what we got for this Fighters Pass was really good, though. Even if the last character is kind of a letdown, I still think the whole Fire Pass was really good. I think everyone kind of was awesome, though. So, yeah, I think Joker was definitely out of left field. I think he was, like, out of nowhere. Didn't think that was happening, but it happened. And then we got Banjo, which was cool, which I didn't think would ever happen. I thought for sure like that's never happening, just because the franchise is dead and there's no way they're bringing them back just to be in this game. And but sure enough, they're here, which is really cool. Terry's kind of awesome too. I mean, he's a very big deal when it comes to fighting games in general, so I think he deserves a bit of a place here. The Dragon Quest heroes are also, I mean, kind of a predictable character too, but I'd rather have I think I was a little more excited for the Dragon Quest heroes a little bit more compared to the Fire Emblem character. I mean, that's just how I feel about the whole thing, you know? That's just kind of how it comes down to. I do think that one of the next 6 characters will most likely be Pokemon. I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised if it will be a Pokemon character. I'm pretty sure we'll probably get a Pokemon rep as well. I mean, one of the characters for every DLC, I'm probably guessing, is going to be a Nintendo rep, right? So, but yeah, I still think the Cuphead costume is sick. I mean, the Altair costume was out of nowhere. That was something I didn't think was happening. So that was sick. The Rabbids, I mean, I felt like Ubisoft should have gotten something at some point, and sure enough, they did. I don't know if Rayman will even be in the game, because he's already a spirit in the game, but nice to see that we got some outfits there, but it's interesting. So no more just third parties. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, now that they put this character in, it's like that kind of throws my theory out the window what the whole Fighter Pass was. So, I actually thought the whole thing was, for the first one at least, was that they were going to do just third parties, and then if they did another one, we would see some more Nintendo reps in there, but no, not that. It's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It definitely, that threw me out of a left field too. But I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on this, to tell you the truth. I think the character's moveset in that is cool, but I don't really like the decision that it has to be another character from a franchise. We already have a lot of characters, and that's really all it's how I feel it, at least. I don't know. I'm a mixed bag when it comes to it. Gotta wonder with the Mii costume, an Assassin's Creed spirit, even an Astral Chain. Yeah, but it's interesting they didn't pick Ezio as an assassin. If they put a Assassin's Creed Mii costume, so that's interesting to me. But why did they just call him Altair? Is it because the word assassin is in the title? Yeah, that's probably what it is. I guarantee that's probably why they called it Altair. Because yeah, if you look back, hold on, I'm gonna look at that again. Where is it? Yeah, because if you look at the thing, hold up, go up a little faster here. From what I remember seeing, they didn't even say Assassin's Creed. They said Altair, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is Altair?" But then people who know what he's from. So, but yeah, see, they called it Altair. That's kind of weird. But I'm guessing they probably just can't put the word assassins on the screen, so it makes sense. So, but it's kind of weird that they call him X Altair. It's kind of weird, and personally, I feel. But that came out of nowhere. I did not see that coming, so that's kind of cool. Makes me wonder if they're gonna consider putting an Assassin's Creed character in the series. That would be out of left field if Ezio got in, because he's like the biggest character in that franchise. But I doubt. I think this is just a one-time thing. I don't think we probably would get anyone from Assassin's Creed, but that would be cool if that happened. But I doubt. I think the coolest thing, easily, was this. This was my favorite thing of this today. The Cuphead thing. What does it say here? For Cuphead, there is no shortage of adventure of Inkwell Isles, but when he received a prestigious invitation to a friendly brawl in the magical new land, he knew it would be a good day for a swell battle. I love that. That's cool. That's really awesome that the Cuphead got some recognition. That's really awesome. Screw Sans. This is the best. This is the better one in my opinion. Look at that. He looks so good too. I have to make him as a fighter, just as a Mii fighter, whatever. I gotta make him. And I like he's like the handgun too. That's awesome. Where's Kiro and Majima from Yakuza? They should be like costumes too or something. It's amazing that Sega's barely done anything for Smash. They just put Sonic and Bayo, and then that's really it. So it's very surprising Sega hasn't really done much when it's come to this. Actually, they have Virtual Fighter, so that's not true. Virtual Fighter was also in here too, and that's a thing. But yeah, this was cool. Awesome that we got music for him as well. Is he a gunner? Yeah, he's a gunner. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I love him. Look at him. He's a beautiful boy. But yeah. Looking back at this, I will say there's a few things I like for his moveset. I like that he's got 3 different weapons. I think they're kind of cool. I like that his sword becomes like a whip after, like, when you use like your chain attacks. I think that's kind of awesome. Like that, like, yeah, for that example, like right there, he uses like a whip kind of like thing. That's kind of neat. This is pretty ballin' right here. I gotta say, this combo right here, like when you do this, is actually kind of sick. Look at that. Look at that. That's disgusting. And you can do it again. The disrespect right there by Sakurai. My God. That's actually kind of sick. And then what was it? The side B here? Oh yeah, he's got like the big spear thing. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's not this one. Not this one actually. This is kind of meh. What was the one I thought was cool? This attack right here, yeah. This attack right here. I guess it was the same weapon. This attack is kind of disgustingly crazy because you can just charge it, go under the ground, and then just hit your opponent with it. I'm somewhat disappointed, really, in this reveal. Don't get me wrong, the character looks cool, but to save a Fire Emblem character for last is kind of bum. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, I feel like we don't really need another character from this series. I feel like it's, I don't know. I get it. They want to promote it, but it's come to the point where why isn't Zelda getting characters, right? Like, that's one of their biggest franchises, and yet here we have Fire Emblem having more reps than the Zelda franchise. Like, there's many characters in Zelda you could add. Like, if you're gonna add someone from Nintendo, I mean, I would have preferred Zelda a little bit more, to tell you the truth. Honestly, like, Impa would have been a cool choice. Like, I don't know why Impa's still not here. Like, it's very weird that we haven't gotten a new Zelda rep, like, since Brawl. So I'm very surprised. It's honestly shocking to me that we haven't gotten a new rep from Zelda at all. But yeah, you think Cuphead's an Xbox rep? That's not really true, because it's not exclusive to Xbox. It's on the Switch and PC. So, that's not true. Well, with the multiple weapon things, yeah, this could have been like easily like a Monster Hunter character. That I'm actually kind of surprised. This could totally work as a Monster Hunter character. I'm surprised that isn't even been a thing yet either. Like, as I look at these moves that this character can do, I think of like Monster Hunter like a lot. Like I easily see Monster Hunter in this character with how it works. But yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a bit of a mixed bag on this choice. It feels like such a bummer one to end the first Fighter's Pass on. That's all I'm saying. Like, congrats again, Fire Emblem fans. I guess, but apparently I was told in the chat here that Fire Emblem fans are not even happy about this. So that's very surprising. I thought they would be. Though I don't even know how the internet's reacting to this at all. I'm guessing there are people out there saying, "Oh, be grateful," whatever, something like that. So there's probably those people. But I truly want to know what the internet's actually saying about this. Like, are they happy about this? Do they like that we're getting another rep? Because about this franchise? Because I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I get it why they're here, but just it's underwhelming. That's all. It's a cool idea for the fighter. Like, their moveset's cool and all, but it's underwhelming. I don't mean to be negative, but yeah. Hose Mad was trending. That was something. Of course it was. That's not surprising. That doesn't surprise me that we had the people going the Hose Mad. But yeah. But again, I can't be too. I'm not too mad, but I just think it's a bit of an underwhelming character. I don't hate it because I already got a character I want, so I'm not too upset about it. But I just saying, as like when I'm looking at it for like a perspective for like a lot of people, it is definitely a bit of an underwhelming thing. The YouTube video has 84K likes and 46K dislikes. Shit. And then a few hours ago it was 50K likes and 30K dislikes. Really? Shit, man. Yikes. Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad people are not too sold on this either. So that's it. That's interesting. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks this is a not great kind of a character reveal here. And you know what? For people that were mad that we didn't get Smash at the Game Awards, imagine if they announced this character during that. That would have been horrible. that would have been big disappointments right there. So I'm kind of glad we didn't get a character. So I'm not even too upset that we didn't get a character there. Once Sora is announced, it'll be the most liked video, maybe. Yeah. But help, there's people out there that don't want Sora, so I don't know. You can't please everybody. But the people that probably don't want Sora probably wanted this character, so it's slightly like gross. Honestly, the Dragon Quest character was more hype than this. I'm sorry. And I had people talking about, like, I remember going into a chat one time where people were saying like Banjo was like the worst reveal of all time and they wanted the Fire Emblem character. Garbage. Gross. Get out. That's so bad. That's such bad takes right there. Ugh. Well, the biggest problem thing is with they saved him for last. If they put him for, yeah, I feel like this is like a middle of the pack kind of like thing. I was talking about that. I felt like with this Fighters Pass, you wanted to start with someone that's huge, like Joker, like that's a big way to start the Fighter Pass, and then end it with somebody that sets the bar of Joker, right? And then in between, you can kind of have, okay, the predictability characters that we can kind of see, like this character, for example, right? And then maybe in the middle, you have like someone that's kind of big, like Banjo, for example. I felt like they were on a right path there. Like Dragon Quest was pretty predictable, so it was the perfect second character. Banjo was a good third choice. Terry was out of left field, and nobody knew who he was, so he was fine for the fourth character. But this is I don't know. I'm a little worried on the last Fighters Pass. I really hope it's good. It probably will be, but I'm a little worried. To tell you the truth. Like, I can predict we'll probably get a Pokemon rep for this current generation of Pokemon. But, yeah, I don't know. Man. This is, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh, what's up, Steph? Yeah, I'm watching this thing that they announced, that's all. But, yeah. And interesting, it's not coming out today. I actually thought today was going to be when they come out, because normally they've announced the character that they come out the same day. So interesting that they didn't do that. So I may have to make a poll for that. So they come out on the 28th, right? That's on Tuesday. So I may have to do a Smash thing on the 30th, a full thing. So we may switch what we're doing for Smash today. Or not Smash, for late nights. We'll probably play another game with Smash. I'll probably put up a poll tonight too. So we'll do 2 games. Well, to be fair, despite the end, and even if it ends, it's extremely slow. Yeah, I still think the Fighter Pass is still a solid thing. Don't get me wrong. Don't let me say that this is the character that ruins the whole thing, because it's not. I still think the Fighter Pass is fan-fucking-tastic. Like, everything that came with it is really bloody good. Like, and everybody that got put in got really good fan service for their character. I mean, I think Terry still got the best fan service out of all of them, but I think everyone was actually represented very, very well, personally. So there is that. I'm predicting it now. Watch the 11th character be Geno, calling it. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna say Geno all the way until the 11th character. I can see that totally happening. Watch it. Just watch it happen. You heard it here first. If Geno gets in and he's the 11th character, you heard it here first. I predicted that first out of anybody. That's my prediction. If he's the 11th character. So, and what did they say that the fighters? What's the next Fighter Pass up to? When is that supposed to be all out by? Did they say? Hold on, I didn't even see. Yeah, so we're getting 6 characters this time, which is crazy. yeah, so I'm predicting that 11th character is definitely going to be Gino. Easily. They put December 2021. December 2021. Holy shit. Really? Fucks. Damn. Okay, so we're probably not going to get some characters for a while then. Yeah, we're probably not getting characters for quite a while then. This is probably a little bit of a break for him for the time being. And he said that all the characters are chosen already. Maybe 3 a year? Maybe, yeah. Unless we're not getting anybody until like way late this year, which honestly I could probably see. Unless maybe we get somebody to announce at E3. Going off of video recording times, he talked about the character list was selected 4 or 5 months ago, so it's hard to say who was popular and on mine back then. Something tells me they're still going through with the fighter ballot, you know. I still feel like they might be picking a lot of characters from there too. They could consider looking at that and say, okay, who was popular on here that we can consider putting in, right? Banjo, I remember, was one of the biggest voted for characters in there, and he got put in as a DLC character. Not everybody that was highly voted for on there was put into there, but he was one of the characters that was on that list that got put in there, and then everyone else kind of got put in like the main game, for example, right? So I love the presentation a lot, though. He's funny. Yeah, I like when he plays through the game. I love his commentary. I think it's just because the English dub makes it so funny. But yeah, looking at this list here, probably say we're probably gonna get a Pokemon rep here. I'm gonna say the Pokemon rep probably shows up around, maybe like 7 or 9, maybe, and then Gino's gonna be number 11. So, as for another like character from a franchise from Nintendo, I don't know. Do they want to like add more like franchises outside of Nintendo? I mean, they probably should. If that was their plan, they want to add new worlds to add into Smash. That's probably what they want to do. I'm still waiting for Layton in Smash. It's gonna be interesting to see. Snipes a slot. Could you imagine if they go with the water type and everyone hates the water type starter? That would be hilarious. I think that would get more downvotes, honestly, than this character. It'll be this. What's this here? Hold on. I gotta see what this is. Let's see. What is this here? The Rotoms. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, I'm actually gonna take a look at Twitter real quickly here. I'm curious. Hold up. I want to show this real quickly. Could I get just the image? Let's see. Hey, there we go. Okay. I hope this pops up here. Okay, hold on. Look at that. This is our Fighters Pass, ladies and gentlemen. Are you guys excited for it? Who knew? These are our characters we're gonna get. Amazing. I can't believe it. That's good meme right there. Oh man, Fighters Pass 2 looks great. Everyone wants it, you know? Let's see. Try to see if there's any other salt here. All Gokus. I wonder if people are mad because it's another sword fighter, because I know that was another big thing too. A lot of people were not happy that we're getting a lot of sword fighters, but honestly, I don't really give a fuck if there's sword fighters. If they're fun to play as, who cares? Who gives a fuck? I don't care. A lot of characters are with weapons anyways. There's not really a lot of characters out there that really don't use weapons. I mean, you can name like Crash Bandicoot could be one of them. Spyro's another one. Like people like platformer characters like that, or like fighting game characters don't really use weapons. Fine, but a lot of the cool characters use weapons of some sort, like a sword or something. So it's like, who cares? I mean, I don't get the whole like issue about that, to tell you the truth. Now, the issue I have though with it is if they're a sword fighter with a counter attack. That I have an issue with. I think we have too many of that. If they're a sword fighter that doesn't have it, I welcome it, to tell you the truth. I do feel like there's too many sword fighters that have counters, and that's an issue in my opinion. So it looks like this character doesn't have a counter per se. They didn't really mention it. So I mean, hell, Phoenix Wright made it into Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's true, he did. And he was the biggest meme character in that game. So I don't know. I just don't see the complaint about the whole sword fighter thing. I don't get that issue. Like, I'm fine with it. Like, a lot of people complain about it. He does not have it? Okay. Then, yeah, see? Then I'm fine with him. See, he's fine. Like, same as Hero. He doesn't have a counter, but he has a lot of different moves that make him really fun to play as. So, I'm fine with that. And that's the problem I have with the Fire Emblem characters, is that they all play so similarly that they all have a counter. Except for Robin, so this is fine. Even though I don't wanted another character from this series in the game, like at least he's different. That he's not like every other Fire Emblem character or every other Swords fighter that has a counter of some sort. So, but he doesn't have a unique gimmick. What do you mean? Of course he does. He's got like the different weapons and such. His gimmick is that he uses different weapons. He's got more than just a sword. He's got the bow. He's got like the spear thing. I think he's different, and he doesn't have a counter for one thing, so he's definitely unique. He doesn't have a desperation attack. Yeah, he doesn't have a meter. He's more about using multiple different type of weapons as his gimmick. That's his gimmick, is that he uses more than just a sword. So, if the trailer itself can make fun of Fire Emblem characters in Smash, I'll accept more sword fighters. Yeah, as long as they're not from Fire Emblem. I think this should be the point where we're like, okay, stop with the Fire Emblem characters. We don't need any more. Nintendo, we get it. Fire Emblem is amazing. You don't need to keep selling it on us. I get it. I fucking get it. And that's the problem I see. That's why I see this. This is the problem I had with Corrin in Smash Bros. Because I felt like he was just put in just to sell his game that he was in, right? Because it was coming out at the time. And this, I feel like, is another one of those situations. Like, they put this character in just to sell Three Houses, right? And I'm sure Three Houses is doing really well. But, and I shouldn't be too surprised that this character's in here, but that's how I feel about the whole thing, you know? Again, congrats to the people that wanted this character, but it does feel like it's a bit of like they added it just because Nintendo wants to sell this franchise. That's really all I see. That's how I see it, at least. I don't know if you heard the joke in the trailer, the fourth wall breaking. I don't know. I didn't, because I was like, "Fuck, really, Fire Emblem?" I wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of like bummed out a bit. So no, I didn't hear it. What part was it? Was it when she was talking to him, or the male protagonist, or the female one? It was the female one? Okay. It's like right, where was it? Like right here? Yeah. Let's see. Oh, they didn't have the text.
And you wield the sword as well? What will you do? Huh. So that is how you plan to win the day? So be it. I reward your cleverness this time.
Wait, just because she said she...
Will you do? Too many swordsmen?
Oh, right here.
I see. Too many swordsmen, are there? And you...
Wow. They that's actually pretty funny. I actually did not catch that the first time. Oh, that's actually kind of hilarious, actually, to tell you the truth. That's actually pretty funny. Not gonna lie. I did not catch that the first time. That they took a shot at the people that said, "Oh, there's too many sword fighters." Honestly, I never had an issue with it. Like a lot of people. A lot of people just have problems with that, and I don't get why. I really don't get why. The problem is that there's sword fighters with the counters. That's my issue. But if they're a sword fighter that doesn't have a counter, I don't mind. Yeah, she voices Morgana. Yeah. Just like the announcer for Smash Bros. Voices Joker. Funny enough. So yeah. I will say the stage is cool. I think I've mentioned that before. I like the fact that you travel a bit too, and there's like different gimmicks here, like, and there's not really like a pits at all here. So, and I like the fact that not every character can reach to, like, for example, this room here with the chandeliers and that. Specific characters can make it up there, but you need to be like launched up there or something for other characters. Like this character, for example, he can't make it up there, which is cool. As I said, there are other weapons and then swords. Use them. They need love too. Yeah, it's true. They should use more weapons for sure. But again, I don't have an issue with it that a lot of characters have swords that are in this game, because swords a very easy weapon to give a character, and a lot of characters use them. So, and a lot of the cool ones use swords. So, and I'm probably gonna think if Dante got in, people would have had a hissy fit about it because he uses a sword, but he also uses a gun as well. If Travis Touchdown got in, he uses like a lightsaber katana thing, and people would think it's a sword, so people would complain about that. If Sora got in, people would complain because he uses a keyblade, but people will think of it as a sword. So there's really no win for who they put in that has like a different kind of sword weapon, right? It really doesn't matter. Some people are just gonna complain about it. I like how the DLC characters have cameos of other games, of the game's other characters. Yeah, like this one here. It's pretty cool. Banjo's got like Mumbo bottles and all that. And then like Terry's got like more than just Fatal Fury. He's got like King of Fighters and all those other SNK stuff. Joker's got all the Persona 5 Phantom Thieves, and then I think Dragon Quest had just the like a few enemies, and then the slime, I think, was it. Yeah, that's really about it. So I think Dragon Quest didn't really get any cameos for Say when it came to the stage. But yeah, but you know who, because we are good boys and girls. Yeah, Mai. Yeah, could put Mai in there because she got the big jugs. Yeah, yeah, that's basically the definition. Yeah, the big jugs. So, yeah, I mean that's really it. I mean, I'm just blabbering on at this point. I'm just talking about this now. I mean, yeah, it happened. I mean, I shouldn't be too surprised, but I'm glad I'm not the only person on the internet that's pretty upset. The only people that are happy are probably the diehard Fire Emblem fans that are like, "Oh hell yeah, Ho's mad, dude. Ho's mad, dude." So, to me, I'm not too upset, but I'm a little upset. It is Fire Emblem, but I'm not too upset for Say. So, I got my character for this first set of characters. So. Yeah, but Ho's mad. I mean, it's not the. I mean, I don't know. It's a thing. That's all I can say. But should I be really surprised about it? Probably not, because I think everyone probably figured this was going to happen at some point. So, not too surprising. So, yeah. Damn. Damn, that's all I have to say. I'm sure there are people who are happy about it, but I'm sure some people are like, really, you put this over like someone else, like that could have been on the Nintendo rep that probably deserved it, right? I don't know. I would have been happy if if we did get a Nintendo rep here, which we did. If it was a different Nintendo franchise, I really would have preferred it to have been like Zelda or something like that. And it didn't have to even be based off Breath of the Wild either. You could have just did like somebody based off a different Zelda game, like Impa, for example. I think that would have been cool. Dixie would have been fun, but she probably would have been too different compared to Diddy, so it probably wouldn't have worked. So there's just some people saying Fire Sakurai. Well, those people need to get off the internet because they're clowns. They're absolute clowns. Keep in mind, he didn't decide on this character. This was a Nintendo decision. So if you have a complaint with it, complain to Nintendo. They made they decide on the characters for the fighter pass. So, and then Sakurai said, okay, if he can make it work and whatever. That's really it. He only made the second decision about if he wanted the character to be in. He made the decision if he wanted to work on it. So he could have said no or yes, but I'm guessing this is probably that one character he probably had to do. This is probably the one character that Nintendo made him had to make. So. And yeah, Sakurai does whatever he wants. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, the people that say that shit, it's like, they should get off the internet. They're clowns. Absolute clowns. So. But yeah, that's really it, really. Did you see Sakurai flip us off when he was counting the finger? Wait, no, he didn't really flip us off. Complain to Bowser, see how far it gets you internet. Yeah. Then you won't get your Waluigi's or whatever the fuck character you want in, right? If you're gonna do that, like doing stuff like that basically hurts your character's chances. So don't go and complain to Sakurai now. If I feel like doing that will hurt your character's chances. So that's the only advice I would say. I'll complain that he killed me and Mario as a kid. But yeah, that was a thing. I'm actually kind of shocked it wasn't done. What the hell was the DMC thing for? Honestly, I'm gonna go take a look at what that was. I'm not even a big Devil May Cry fan. I've never even played the games, and I thought he would be the character. So, what the hell was the thing for even? Let me see here. Did they announce something for today? Oh, wow. Okay. It was a trailer for the Nintendo Switch version of Devil May Cry 3. There's a freestyle mode for the game. That's what it was. Dang. Dante fans must be fucking livid. Got their hopes up. It was just Dante's dates for info for DMC3. Yeah. Dang. Though you gotta feel bad for them a bit because they kind of expected that. So I would kind of complain. I would kind of be more mad about the Twitter account that announced that something was happening for the series on that day, the same day as the Smash It stuff. So. I for them, I can understand them being a little upset about that. So they're kind of in the right to be a little bit upset about that because they were told like put these couple days on your calendar. So that's the only thing I'll say. I'm like, okay, they I feel a little bad for the whole thing. Interesting. All right, but yeah. Easily, my favorite things of this was easily the Altair outfit, which was sick as hell. That I did not see anything Assassin's Creed ever showing up in Smash Bros. Like that was the last thing. And as somebody that loves Assassin's Creed too, it makes me wonder if there's something to come if Altair is a costume. Because they could have easily picked Ezio as the costume because he's a bigger character in the series. He's probably the biggest Assassin's Creed character in the entire series. But interesting they went with an Altair costume. So it makes me wonder if something is to come. Makes me wonder. Maybe not. Maybe I'm overthinking that. But it's a very interesting choice that that happened. I did not think that would happen. What song did they use too? Hold on. When they use it. What did they use? Let me see. What song did they use for that? I think they used an Assassin's Creed 2 song. 2. Hold on. That would be cool to have in Smash Bros. Like that song would have been cool if it's the song I think it was. Like, look at that. Yeah, it was Assassin's Creed 2. They used Ezio's family. That it makes me wonder if something is to come for that. That makes me actually wonder. I'll actually lose my shit if Ezio actually gets into the game. Hey, I might actually main him if he became a character. But that's interesting too. Is Assassin's Creed even big in Japan? I that's what I don't know. But Rabbids, I think, was expected. I figured that was something Rabbids Raymanish would show up eventually here. Maybe Rayman's getting in as a character. That puts my characters I want in now to be a little. It makes me a little interested. It changes it a bit if they put Assassin's Creed stuff in this game. But but without a doubt, this right here was the best thing. Like, well done, well done. I'm proud for the developers of Cuphead. They got recognition in Smash Bros. And the fact that we got a music track from it, from the game too, into the game, that's amazing. That is actually really sick. And you know what? If this is how indie characters are gonna get represented in Smash, by all means, I'm okay with that because Mii costumes are still a big thing. Yeah, it's not a true character, but hey, at least it's something to have, right? That's still a pretty big deal. Like heck, the people that made Shovel Knight were excited that Shovel Knight was a what was it? An assist trophy, right? Like they got really excited that that was even a thing. So little things like that, I don't think the developers for those indie games are too upset about. Like just the fact that they're even a part, like just recognized in Smash Bros. I think is a cool thing to them. So, and same with this. I think this is really cool. Little things like this makes me pretty happy. So, yeah. Cuphead is the closest we got to a Disney and Smash. I mean, hey, this is as close as we're getting for Mickey Mouse at least. So, doesn't mean anything about any of their game franchises, like Kingdom Hearts, right? That still doesn't break the fact that that could happen. So, it's just if they all come together to make it happen. That's really all it is. But yeah, I think I'm just blabbering on now, so I think we're going to end it here. So, yeah. So there you go, guys. That was my reactions to the fifth and final character, the first DLC pack for Smash Bros. Fighter Pass. Yeah. I'll definitely be checking it out when it comes out on the 28th. Well, I won't do a stream then. I'll probably do a stream on the 30th, because that's when my late night Beatdowns cast there. So, and then we'll probably just dedicate that entire cast to Smash Ultimate. We're probably going to play Smash Ultimate tonight on stream, but I'm probably going to make a poll so then you guys can vote for a viewer's choice game, right? So you guys can pick what we play for that. So I'll post it up on Twitter and stuff like that so you guys can vote for that. So look forward to that. As for the reaction, I will put it up on YouTube. I expect a lot of thumbs down from people that hate my opinion on this, but that's okay. I don't care. So yeah, so if you enjoyed it, make sure to give a follow or subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on Twitch here, make sure to follow the channel. I do a lot of stuff here on Twitch. Yeah, and if you liked my reaction, give a like. But I'm guessing a lot of people are probably going to give it a thumbs down. I don't care. So yeah, and we'll definitely react to more Nintendo stuff in the future. Maybe the next thing will probably be a Direct. That would be hype. So, but I'm probably thinking we probably won't get a Direct till February at least. So. But I'll definitely do that when I get the chance. So, yeah. With that, thanks for guys for watching, and we'll see you all next time here on the stream, which will be later today. If you're watching live here today, we'll be live later tonight, and if not, I'll see you all on the next reaction stream, whenever that will be. So, until then, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.